from the Darien High School main gym on the campus of Darien High. We welcome you to this out-of-conference boys volleyball match to start off the 2023 season as the Riverhawks of Farmington High School travel to take on the Darien Blue Wave. Hi, everybody. Braden Schenk with you, and just Braden Schenk with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network for game number 1 for Darien and game number 2 for Farmington. But should be an exciting one. Darien, an exciting 2022 season in which they won the FCAC and state championship, a perfect 26-0 for Lori LaRusso's squad. And get it, and believe it or not, they have won their last 49 matches to date, so they're looking to make it an even 50 today. But in their way stands the Riverhawks of Farmington High School. Farmington, they had a magical run last season, which ended when they fell to New Canaan in the Class M semifinals, rather. So Farmington looking to get back there. They do start 0-1. They lost to the countered Red Wolves on Saturday by the final 3 sets to 1. So head coach Juliet Givens will look to get her Riverhawks going as they chase their first win in the new campaign. But again, it's Darien and Farmington in game number 1 for Darien on the 2023 season. As we mentioned, the 49-game winning streak into today's match. The last time Darien was defeated in a match came all the way back in June 6th, 2019, the Class L championship, when Staples took down the Wave by the final of 3-2. And since then, Lori LaRusso, they have really turned this program around, has not lost a match since. So looking to make it 50 here today. You're watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation, bringing you live coverage of this varsity boys volleyball match here on this Wednesday afternoon. Just about ready for the starting lineups and national anthem here inside the main gym. So now we will turn you to the public address announcer for the starting lineups in this afternoon's contest.
Good evening and welcome to Darien High School. It's opening night for boys volleyball, and tonight we feature a matchup between the Farmington Riverhawks and your Darien Blue Wave. Now for the starting lineup. First up, the Riverhawks, led by head coach Juliet Givens, assisted by Sylvia Taylor. Number 8, Sean O'Brien. Number 11, Excel Adipola. Number 17, Lucas Kilbilius. Number 16, Richard Zhu. Number 10, Alex Serrano. Number 15, Luke Patrick. And at libero, number 1, Joshua Silva. And now for your Blue Wave, led by head coach Lori LaRusso, assisted by Matt Cruz. Number 4, Griffith Krause. Number 8, Thomas Herdick. Number 18, Trey Davenport. Number 2, Captain Austin Black. Number 1, Captain Trevor Herdick. Number 7, Bryce Ford. And at libero,
Starters have been introduced. The teams are ready. And now the opening handshake on this Wednesday afternoon from Darien High School. Teams now huddling up before this battle. Darien, they will be in their home black jersey starting on the right side of your screen. The new jerseys for 2023. And as for Farmington, they will be in the very well-designed maroon and white gradient jerseys on the left side of your screen. And to meet the starters in this afternoon's contest for Darien, senior captain Trevor Herget, senior captain Austin Black, Griffith Kraus, the junior setter, returning for this Darien team. Then the freshman star Thomas Herget will be getting the start for the Wave, as well as number 7, Bryce Ford, the libero, number 21, Isaac McMullen, and Trey Davenport, the senior, coming back for another year of Blue Wave volleyball. And on the Farmington side, libero Joshua Silva, Sean O'Brien, Axel Serrato, Excel Atacola, Luke Patrick, Richard Dew, Lucas Cabilius are the starters for this Riverhawks team. The Wave will get the first serve, and it belongs to Griffith Kraus, the junior setter. The All-FCX second-teamer a year ago gets the 2023 season open. O'Brien, good swing on the outside to Cabilis. Now Herget, and that's out. Farmington gets the first point in this contest. The attacking error on the freshman Thomas Herget, his first varsity swing. Now Sean O'Brien to serve. Kraus to Davenport in the middle. Great dig from Serrato. Free ball. Kraus sends it over. Zoo on the outside. Turn away, point to the Wave. Net violation called against Atacola and the Riverhawks. This puts Thomas Herget on the service line. And the freshman for Darien getting the start for head coach Lori LaRusso. Zoo on the outside. He gets the kill. Using the left hand, Zoo just goes over the block of Darien and right in the sea of Blue Wave defenders for the kill. A beautifully placed shot from the Riverhawk Jr. A first-year starter for this Farmington team. I'll give the serve right back to Excel Atacola. Throws it up high, the jump serve, and it's in. An ace to Atacola, and this Riverhawk team is coming out of the gate firing. Again, Farmington lost their opening game to the counter Red Wolves by the final 3-1. They lost the opening set, was a little slow to get going in that match. So you can definitely tell head coach Juliet Givens was trying to teach her team something off that, as that serve will be just a little too much on it from Atacola. It's a beautiful jump serve from Atacola. Just put a little too much velocity on it, a little too much force. And this turns the serve right back over to the senior captain, Isaac McMullen. McMullen, fresh off the basketball season for Darien, fell in the state second round, that is. Now taking over the libero duties for this Wave team. Attacking error on number 16, Richard Zoo, and Farmington. McMullen sets up, and the serve from Isaac once again. O'Brien tracks it down. Serrato. Now Kraus to Black, the left-handed swing. He gets the kill. Austin Black picking up kill number 1 on the 2023 season, and the returning varsity player gives Darien their first lead of the season. And McMullen puts that serve short. Service error on the Blue Wave. Cabilius on the serve. Kraus at the net with the set. Herget on the outside. It's good for the kill. And the BYU commit, Trevor Herget, has his first kill in the contest. A year ago, he had 476 of those. Led the state of Connecticut in kills as well as aces, and he just showed it why right there. The velocity he puts on that volleyball is insane, as now Nadwadi serves it out. Hargan also the reigning Connecticut MVP for boys volleyball, looking to follow that up here in his senior farewell season. To the left-handed serve, Hargan on the reception, Kraus to his brother Trevor, and Trevor picks up the kill. Trevor Hargan keeping Darien on top, and now he will go into his serving ritual. Again, led the state last year in aces, looking for one right here. Starts quite a ways back from the service line. We'll give it a nice run-up. Dug up from Silva. At the net, some miscommunication, tipped over by Atacola. Now Thomas Hargan, the power dump is good. And that's where this Darien team really can kill you. They have the hitters to spike it over for the kill, but they can also get the power dump to go and really fool the opposition. Now this puts Trevor Hargan back on the service line. And that one's out. So Farmington will dodge the bullet, get Trevor Hargan off the service line. Putting their junior Alex Serrato on the serving line. Serrato, a returning player for this Farmington team, played in 16 sets last year for the Riverhawks. That's forward on the outside. Nadwadi, he gets the lucky roll off the tape. Atacola, give him the kill. And they're going to call the net violation. Spoke a little too soon. Atacola getting a little too jumpy with it. They're going to say he either went under the net or touched the net. So the point goes to Darien. It was a good swing from Atacola. However, the refs do give it to Darien. Here's Bryce Ford. O'Brien, the set. And the kill is good. Luke Patrick, the sophomore, picking up his first career varsity kill. Patrick, just a sophomore on this Farmington team. 1 of 4, swinging through the block of Hargan and Davenport. Just a beautiful set from O'Brien, setting that up. Silva serves that one long. And again, there's some of the early season jitters right here. Might be some attacking errors, some service errors. They play a 20-game schedule, and this is just game number 1 for Darien, game number 2 for Farmington. So a lot of room left in the season, a lot of work to be adjusted and made up on this season. Kraus the serve. That's a kill. Lucas Kabilius with the big kill for the Riverhawks. Kabilius had a kill against Darien last year, and he's got his one against Darien this year as Farmington's keeping it close. Still in the early going, Sean O'Brien on the serve. Hargan with the dig. Now Thomas Hargan. Over to the Farmington bench, point Riverhawks. Kraus to Davenport in the middle. Turned away by the block. Lucas Kabilius blocking that one for the Riverhawks. The middle hitter, senior for Farmington, picking up the block, turning away Trey Davenport. And now Farmington regains the lead. Off the touch of Hargan, an ace for Sean O'Brien. O'Brien's got himself a nice little serving run. Trots back, won the last 4 points for Farmington. Line drive serve, Herget at the net. Kraus with the tough set to Davenport. Zhu once again. And a net violation on Darien, but still a great swing from number 16, Richard Zhu. And Lori LaRusso will come out to take her first time out. Farmington coming out of the gate, firing. The Riverhawks controlling a 3-point lead on the Blue Wave. We're going to step aside on the DAF Media Network, and we'll be back with more first set action between Darien and Farmington in game number 1 for Darien. Back on the DAF Media Network, Farmington broke the huddle with a big applause from their section. A couple faithfuls taking the just about hour, 45-minute trip from Farmington, Connecticut, just outside of Hartford. Nice laying out for it is Griffiths Kraus, and referee catches it. Unfortunately, he is not in play, so the point will go to Farmington. Now Sean O'Brien returning to serve. Kraus. Trevor Herget. Referees are going to converse on it. Head coach Juliet Givens trying to get her team riled up. The ball was called in, so Herget gets the kill, and now Thomas Herget to serve. Darien's completed one rotation through the service line. Aracola off the ceiling, and that's out of play. The beam at the center court out of play, so Darien will catch the good end of that. Thomas Herget, the float serve. O'Brien on the outside. Zhu into the net, kept alive, but that's going to be a fourth touch. Was a heads-up play by the Riverhawk libero, Joshua Silva. Unfortunately, though, it was one too many hits. Herget back to serve. Zhu on the reception. O'Brien in the middle. Kabilis getting the kill. Lucas Kabilis, the senior, continuing to put the points on the board for the Riverhawks. Has the tall frame to him, makes it look easy, just puts a little on it, flicks it over. The Darien defense finds the floor as now Farmington will bring on their server, Yuvesh Banala, the junior hitter. Pretty good run-up for Yuvesh, and now Kraus to Davenport in the middle. Off the block, just went out. Point to Darien. Take another look at it, though. That was Kabilius on the defense, the block effort. Hit off of Kabilius, just found its way all the way over to the far side and out of play. O'Brien to Cerrito. Herget now with the kill. A textbook kill from Trevor Herget. As it's now 14-14. Farmington fan section now getting the cheers going. O'Brien to Zhu on the outside through the block. Herget tips it, diving for it is O'Brien to keep it alive. Zhu now, it's good for the kill. Richard Zhu having himself a pretty nice first set. Luke Patrick will check back in the place of Silva as Kabilius will serve. Herget to Kraus, right back to Herget. The give and go, and it's good for the kill. Trevor Herget continuing to rack up the kills. And now Jeff Ndwadi to serve. Ndwadi, the second-year varsity player. Missed the end of last season with an injury. Coming back this year. Zhu the tip. And it's good. Richard Zhu with the heads-up play, just tipping it over the Darien block. Zhu on the serve. Herget on the reception. Kraus to Ford. One-handed save from O'Brien. That one's just out. Still a good save from the Farmington Riverhawks. However, couldn't keep it in play. We're now knotted up at 16. And now this is where Darien hits their point of acceleration when Trevor Herget takes over on the service line. Had 119 aces last season. And that one is out. So Farmington held their breath on that one. And they watched as it went just out. With the speed that Herget puts on that volleyball, it is so tough to try to return. And Farmington won't have to do that. They control the 1-point lead. Serrato back on the serve. Kraus at the net. The setter's dump. Atacola trying his luck. Now Herget from the back row puts a little too much on it. And that's just an example of Trevor Herget, who hasn't played much in the preseason for Darien, sat out for a bit. This is his first contest of the season. Might be a little rusty, knocking off some of these errors early, getting used to the season ahead, but Darien finds themselves down by 2 points. Kraus to Ford, looking to get him back into it. Off the block, Bryce Ford starts to come back. This is a Darien team that they've won their last 49 matches. They fell in a scrimmage on Saturday to Iona Prep. Again, that does not count because it was a scrimmage, but it does go to show this Darien team can be beaten, as the Gales of New Rochelle took down Darien. That one won by the Wave. Good line drive serve from Ford. Atacola. The block is good. Davenport and Kraus going up, and with the help from the nets, they pick up the point for the Wave. That one out. Ford gets a couple for Darien, but we are now back tied at 19. We knew coming into it it was going to be a back-and-forth battle, and so far it's shown. As now Joshua Silva will serve. First year on this varsity team. Silva with the service error. Again, those errors kill any team. Doesn't matter if it's the attacking, the serving. First set, third set, they're free points for the other team as Darien takes advantage of it. Gabilius on the kill. Lucas Gabilius playing in only his 8th career varsity set. He has himself a couple kills. And now both teams just 5 points away from the set victory. That's out, a service error from Sean O'Brien. Thomas Herget off of Zhu, off the basketball hoop, ace to Darien. Thomas Herget to serve. 2-point Darien lead. O'Brien. Atacola running up, he gets the kill. Excel Atacola, the running swing on it, picks up the kill. After the kill, Atacola on the serve. McMullen the reception. Near chaos off the basketball hoop. Collision on it. Darien can't get it over. There's 6 basketball hoops up attached to the ceiling here at Darien High School. It is still in play off of them. And Darien just on the short end of that stick. Herget falling down, gets it over. O'Brien to Kabilius off McMullen for the kill. A scrum for it at the net, won by the Riverhawks. And Farmington now just 2 points away from the first set. Atacola. To Herget on the outside, it's the kill. The Farmington bench was dodging for it as Trevor Herget gives Darien the points. Isaac McMullen will trot behind the service line. Senior libero looking to conclude this first set. And Juliet Givens will take her first time out, looking to talk things over with the Riverhawks. 23-23. Darien leads Farmington. We're going to step aside on the DAF Media Network, and we'll be right back.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong...
Back on the DAF Media Network, 23-23 our score. Kabilius trotting off for Farmington. McMullen on the serve. O'Brien gets it over. Darien on the recovery. Now Herget. It's good off the tip of the blocker. And Darien now has themselves the penultimate point, looking for the set points. So Kabilius is checked down for the Riverhawks. In his place, the sophomore Ian Trimble. McMullen looking to close out the first set for Darien. Trickles over the taping. Farmington forced to recover. Up in the air. Trimble. That's out. Points to Darien. And the Wave will take the first set by the final of 25-23. And the referees are now going to talk on this. Darien started going over to the other side. Farmington calling to see if someone touched it. Now the chair referee will award it to Darien for being out. So just like that, the Wave takes the opening set by the final of 25-23. Darien leads 1-0. We're going to step aside on the DAF Media Network, and we'll return with the second set.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut. DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization. This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
At the end of one set, Darien leads 1-0 over the Farmington Riverhawks. It was a back-and-forth battle in which Darien just got the best of Farmington by the final of 25-23. There was a swing at the net. Head coach Juliet Givens thought that Darien touched it. The referee said otherwise, called it out, and the Wave picked up the 25th point that way. Nonetheless, Farmington will get the first serve in this second set. A Riverhawks team that graduated 11 seniors a year ago. Again, they went all the way to the state semifinals where they fell to New Canaan. But they had 11 seniors on that team, so they only returned about 3 or 4 players to this team in O'Brien, Serrato, Atacola, and Garrett Legner, as well as Kabilia seeing some time. But those were the only 5 players that Farmington returned. Other than that, it's about a whole new team for head coach Juliet Givens and the Riverhawks, looking to get back to their winning ways. Some confusion on the Farmington side. Luke Patrick going to get out there. Then they'll make the sub. And as for Darien, they only graduated about 4 seniors last year, one of them being the likes of Luke Bradbury, so they had to replace him on the offensive end. But Trevor Herget, Austin Black and co. have made the adjustment. Kraus to Thomas Herget. Now O'Brien. Swing on the outside. Serrato gets the Riverhawks on the board. Again, Darien, they're in their home black jerseys. Now on the left side of your screen, Farmington in the red and whites on the right side. If you're just joining us, Braden Shank and just Braden Shank with you on the DAF Media Network, bringing you live coverage of Varsity Boys Volleyball. Thomas Herget off the block, and that one is out. That was Zoo and O'Brien going up for the block. Couldn't keep it in. It's one challenge to get the block, and then it's yet another to keep control of it and keep it in play. Almost chaos for Farmington as Serrato gets back into play. And that's something for Farmington. You might as well give up the point that way rather than losing one on the being out of rotation. Serrato was out of rotation. He moved back into his place, in which Darien took advantage and served it to where Serrato just was. So heads up play by Darien, and Farmington, a silly error as Serrato gets it right back. Net violation on the Wave. Herget in the nets. Serrato, left-handed serve. Herget goes up, and it's out. Service error on the Riverhawks, and Darien gets the serve right back. Thomas Herget, the freshman. O'Brien, running attempt. And the kill. Number 17, Lucas Kabilius, picking one up for the Riverhawks. Was banged up to end that first set. A little bit slow to get off to the bench, but he picks up the kill for the Riverhawks. Herget. And that is a kill. Trevor Herget making it look easy from the back row that time. Ended 2022 with a .547 hitting percentage, which is remarkable. And then you look at his kills and every other stat that he led Darien and some of the state. He's one of the best volleyball players in the Nutmeg State, to say the least. Herget to Kraus. He keeps it alive now. Davenport punches it out. Atacola through the block. Excel Atacola going toe-to-toe with the Darien block, getting the points. Atacola had 54 kills a year ago, and he has got himself a nice afternoon. There's Garrett Legner checking in. Definitely has the nicest flow of hair on this Farmington team. Herget with the kill. The ball goes up, the ball goes down as Trevor Herget has the kill. And now Jeff Nadwadi on the serve. Line drive serve, punched up by Atacola. And that one's out, point to Darien. Interesting tactic from Atacola, though. Normally, you go two hands and bump it up for the service receive. Atacola just punched it up with one wrist and kept it alive somehow. Nonetheless, Nadwadi gets it over the tape. Silva dives, pancakes it, keeps it alive. And the kill to Luke Patrick. Luke Patrick, the sophomore, picks up the kill for the Riverhawks. Atacola back to the service line and heads up. That one's out. Again, gives it some nice airtime on the throw up on the release, and then puts a little too much on it. Darien will go back on the serve with Trevor Herget. Herget. And that is an ace for Trevor Herget. Going straight to that back line. Herget finds it. And they know where Herget's going to go on this next one. Going to defend it. Right back to that back line, and that one is in. Even head coach Juliet Givens signaling that one in. Doesn't matter if you're on the Darien side, the Farmington side, you can appreciate that good of a serve from Trevor Herget. It's just so fundamentally great, and then when he makes contact with it, there's truly a no return to it. Silva tries it off the backboard, and that ball got some airtime. Silva's got a smile on his face. I mean, I can only imagine how much that might hurt trying to return that serve from Herget. This is why I stick to the sidelines here, not on the court. And that one is out, so That's all Farmington's really been able to do against the Trevor Herget serve. Just wait for him to commit the service error, which he does right there, but not before he gives Darien the 4-point lead. Kraus to Davenport. And that's set into no man's land as Darien picks up the points. That was Luke Patrick on the serve, a hitter, so he's not used to the serving, just couldn't quite get it. Now Davenport on the serve. His third year on the varsity team. Legner sets it. Big swing from Serrato, kept alive, but Darien can't get there. Good hustle from Davenport using the entire length of the court. And now this is where Farmington's going to look to make up some ground. They faced a similar deficit in the first set, and then they turned it on with the attacking likes of Zoo, Kabilius, Serrato getting some kills, looking to do the same. O'Brien starts it on the serve. Ford runs up, instead they go to Herget on the outside. And that one is out. Hits off the antenna. Point to Darien, or point to Farmington, my apologies. Service error from O'Brien. So they get one, they lose one, and Darien returns to the service line still with a 4-point lead. O'Brien keeps it alive, using the net, missed some confusion on it, and Farmington can't get it over in 3. Ball was off the net. That was O'Brien that punched it up in the air, and Farmington had to communicate with each other, see who had the third touch. Couldn't quite do so, and Atacola couldn't get it over the net. O'Brien the set on the outside, Serrato. Black turned away by the block. Lucas Kabilius picking the block up for the Riverhawks. Just goes up and turns away Austin Black. Serrato. Kraus to Ford. Atacola, and Farmington doesn't know what hit it is. Silva kept it alive. O'Brien hit it to the back row, and Serrato had the one shot for Farmington. And I don't think he realized that it was the third touch. Short serve, dug up from Serrato, and turned away by Trevor Herget. The Farmington bench looking to rally up the troops. They trail by 6. Thomas Herget. O'Brien to Atacola. And that is a block for Darien. Bryce Ford and Austin Black going up for the block. And now Thomas Herget to serve. Here's what I find interesting. Herget and Herget related. Trevor's got the whole tossing it up in the air. Tom just a little flick to himself. Again, they're brothers on this Darien team. Left-handed attack is good for number 17, Lucas Kabilius. Didn't look pretty, but it got the job done. That's all you can ask for if you're Farmington. Serve for Farmington and Silva. Ford. Full bicycle motion on that one. Atacola, free ball over. Herget. Give him the kill. Trevor Herget lethal from the outside. And he has himself another kill. Juliet Givens will come over to take the timeout. her first of the set, and you got to assume she's going to look to slow down this surging Darien offense. They lead by 7, and they are showing no sign of looking back. The Wave leads the Riverhawks 17-10 in this second set. You're watching the DAF Media Network. We're going to step aside and be right back. Back on the DAF Media Network, Isaac McMullen back to serve for the Wave. McMullen, the senior for Darien, he's got himself the ace. And it's good to see Isaac back on the volleyball court. Last year, he started the year with the Wave, played in the first 9 sets against Farmington, Iona Prep, and Cheshire before he suffered an injury that ended his season. So he only played in 9 of Darien's 79 sets, but it is great to see the Darien senior back out there for his farewell season before he heads off to Southern Virginia University to play football. Can't say I know the mascot of SVU, but still a great football program as that's a kill. Trevor Herget. And you can see right there, net had a pretty good motion on it. Excel Atacola questioning it because the net shouldn't move that much on a ball movement, but with how much velocity Herget gets on his swings, it does explain it. Atacola. Legal touch from Nashish Nath. Nath, the junior, checking in for head coach Juliet Gibbons in the place of Patrick. Actually, Legner, the player he took out. Service error on the Wave. Ian Trimble will check back in. Legner back to serve. The Farmington junior, he played in 70 sets last year for the Riverhawks as a sophomore. He went a perfect 10 for 10 from the service line. Didn't commit a single service error. He's a very consistent server for this Farmington team, as he shows right there. Trimble. Davenport keeps it alive. Kraus sends it over. What a save by the Wave. Here's the redemption. Atacola keeps it alive on the free ball. And the referee will award the net violation on Trey Davenport. They say Davenport's in the net, and Farmington wins the points. Now sending the junior Garrett Legner to serve. Again, hair's got a nice flow to it when he goes up to serve. And that one is in. Referee gives it to Darien. And Herget picks up the kill. (21-12). Darien leads Farmington. Was calls on that back line, going in favor of Darien. Edwadi to Legner. Atacola just power dumping it over. And that's a carry against Edwadi. Got a little too much ball on it. So some confusion. Legner will Say a quick word to the referee. 21-13, Darien leads Farmington. Adekola, the good jump serve. At the net, Kraus to Davenport in the middle. Turned away, and that one is out. Would have been a miracle if Legner kept that one in. Just his natural reaction came back over the net. Darien watched it, but it was out. Point to the Wave. It's a good reaction play from Legner, though. Again, if I was out there, I would be getting away from that ball. Now Trevor Herget to serve. Darien in the red zone. Just needs 3 more. That's an ace. It doesn't get much better than that right there, folks. Trevor Herget on the ace. And he serves it into the net, so Farmington's got a life in them. And now they will shift their attention to Luke Patrick to get the Riverhawks back in the match. Kabilius checks back in. Still limping a little bit. Did sustain an injury back in the first set. Floater serve, Herget to Kraus. Right back to Thomas Herget. Adekola, that's going to go off the ceiling. It's still in play off the rafters. Legner keeps it alive. Free ball from Serrato. And he puts too much on it. No touch. Point to the Wave. (24-14), set point for the Wave. Legner on the outside. Serrato. Davenport keeps it alive. At the net, the tip. Legner, great save. Thomas Hergen looking to put it away. He gets it to go. The freshman puts away set number 2. And Darien now just sits 25 points away from their first win in 2023. 25-14 the final. A Wave takes down Farmington in that second set. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, the third set between the Riverhawks and the Blue Wave.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut. DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
We welcome you back inside the DHS main gym, awaiting the start of set number 3 between Darien and Farmington. The Wave has a comfortable 2-0 lead. Last year, the Wave had a successful year. Again, 26-0, FCAC and state champions. They only dropped 1 set all year, and that was against Trumbull in the final game of the season. They faced some early adversity in the opening set, but they were able to take down Farmington by the final of 25-23. Then the second set, just pure dominance from Trevor Herget in the Wave as they beat the Riverhawks 25-14 en route to their second set. That was Kraus on the serve. On the outside to Serrato. And Darien controls the first point. Kraus throws it up. The line drive serve. And it's an ace for Griffith. Oh, look at that. I got the game ball. Using the right hand, just leaning over the ledge, fielding the ground ball on it. Don't think the viewers saw it, and don't think you guys are impressed. But that's an ace for Griffith Kraus. And again, this is normally the time I would be chatting it up with my color commentator, cracking a joke or two. But if you're just joining us, Braden Shank and just Braden Shank with you on the DAF Media Network. Bringing you live coverage of Varsity Boys Volleyball as Griffith Kraus continues his serving run. Good time to tell you that DAF is a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Our production crew this afternoon, all student volunteers of Darien High School. Andrew Mastalone, Andrew Banks, Owen Wyatt, Tyler Simon, and Rowan Fahey. DAF Media Advisor Damian Andrew. That point going once again to Darien. And an error on the Nighthawks, giving Darien their 6th point. And Farmington just hasn't come out of this set with any spark in them, and Juliet Givens will take a timeout, looking to spark her Riverhawks. Very different story than what we've seen from Farmington in the first 2 sets, in which they started the set so well, kept it close all throughout the set. It's rare to see Darien have this big of a lead, but it goes to show once this Darien team accelerates, there's no going back as they lead 6-0 early in this 3rd set. We're going to step aside and be right back. Back on the DAF Media Network. Do want to make a quick clarification. Tyler Fahey, our main camera operator today on the DAF Media Network. Tyler doing a great job bringing you the main camera shots as Farmington out of the timeout picks up the points. As well as Tyler Simon making his DAF Media debut on our ISO camera. Both doing a great job bringing you the sights in this one. Of course, the great Damian Andrew overseeing this entire operation as a DAF Media advisor. Griffith Kraus, the setter's tip. Austin Black adds the reinforcement. On the outside to Zoo. Kraus to Black. And it's good for Farmington. Turned away by the block of Kabilius. O'Brien puts too much force on it. Service error. Darien, they've got the 20-game schedule upcoming in the next month or so. This is game number 1 of what will start a 5-game out-of-conference streak for the Wave. They'll play some solid teams, including Shelton, Cheshire, Shelton again, New Canaan, and Trumbull to round out their out-of-conference schedule before they move to FCAC play. And the block for number 16, Richard Zoo. Richard Zoo having a game to remember as he turns away the Connecticut State MVP, Trevor Herget. That's quite the accomplishment from the Farmington sophomore. Kraus on the outside to the left-handed Black. Power dump. Off the block, and that is good for Darien. Once again, Farmington turning away Trevor Herget. And Farmington might have found the kryptonite to Herget. Serrato puts it up. Thomas Herget on the reception. Kraus to Herget, takes a little off it, looking to fool the Riverhawks. Zoo on the serve, or on the swing. Silva sends the free ball. Here's the retaliation from the Wave. Black, and that is out. Farmington's got the energy. They've scored the last 4 points. Again, Farmington went down 6-0, but then they have scored the last 4 points in this set. Kraus to Herget. Zoo. He gets it. Somebody call the zookeeper because Richard Zoo is on the loose. Having a game to remember as Farmington now trails by just 1 in the third set. Serrato on the serve. Kraus to Herget, who slams it home. Farmington had a rally. Trevor Herget said, not today. Slamming that one for Darien. The kill shot, if you will. There's a reason that he's going to be a soon-to-be BYU Cougar. And it's for that swing he has on the attack. Communication error on the way. Farmington's got another. Again, game number 1 for Darien. There's going to be a few errors. They're going to look to clean it up over the next 19 games or so before heading into the postseason. Silva. McMullen on the reception. Kraus to Davenport. Left-handed dump on it is good. Went up flailing for it. The left hand just knocks it over the net, gets it to go. Fooling Patrick on it. That's an ace. Jeff Nudwati picking one up. Silva watched it, and Nudwati got himself the ace. The defensive specialist for Darien had 14 last season. And he's got his first in the new year. Zoo turned away by the blocking effort of Herget. Is there anything that Trevor Herget can't do? 119 aces, 202 digs, 476 kills, and 33 blocks, his numbers from a season ago. So to answer that rhetorical question, the answer is no. Zoo now, just wide. And once again, Farmington continuing to bring the energy late in this third set. Looking to get a late surge. But again, they trail by 2 sets. O'Brien. Kept alive. Herget. Going to the back row to no man's land. No coverage. Point to Herget. That was Luke Patrick who kept it alive. But again, Herget, the great volleyball IQ, just poking it over to the back row. O'Brien to Zoo into the net. Once again, that was Herget going up for the block. Didn't quite get to his hands. Now to Dwadi on the serve. Trickling over the tape. O'Brien right back to Atacola. Thomas Herget from the back row, turned away by the blocking effort of Luke Patrick. Patrick got the hands on and picked up the block. And this Farmington team is not going down easy. Now the junior Garrett Legner, junior captain, to serve. Third year on the varsity squad. He saw this team through some of their best years in program history. Looking to repeat it this year. Herget. It's a kill. Trevor Herget has another kill to his name. Herget fresh off of the 18U Nationals win with the Northeast Volleyball Club down in beautiful Las Vegas. That was a couple months ago. Herget, a national champion, an FCAC champion, a state champion, and a soon-to-be BYU Cougar. And just what a serve from Herget. It runs in his blood, that great serve. You look at all of his brothers, Tim, Todd, Tyler, and even Thomas, and the serve is the best part of all of their game. It's what throws off the opposition. And now Herget back on the serve. And another ace. Farmington has no answer for Herget right now. He had 6 against the Riverhawks a year ago. 6 aces, that is. He's got more than 6 so far today. Herget on the serve, and another. Darien leads by double digits. If you blink, you'll miss it. That's how fast and hard Trevor Herget hits it. Again, I mentioned his brothers. 2 of them at Penn State playing for the Nittany Lions, the other at Ohio State playing for the Buckeyes. And that is out. So the service run comes to an end, and Farmington will now look to go on the offense. It's going to be tough for anybody to try to stop that Trevor Herget serve. Now Farmington will look to go on their own little run with Nashish Nath, the junior. Nashish, the first-year varsity player, played on the JV Hawks last year. Davenport in the middle, he gets it to go. Trey Davenport had 62 kills a year ago, including 2 in the state championship over Trumbull. Davenport the float serve to Nath. Legner keeps it alive one-handed. Silva. And the free ball goes. Jeff Nadwadi can't keep it alive. Trailing by 9. Farmington looking for a late surge. Darien inching ever so close to that win. Patrick. That is out. Point to Darien. And the Wave now sits 5 points away from their 50th consecutive win. And that one is good for Darien. Griffith Krause back to serve. That's Black, rather. Puts a little too much on it. Austin Black can't keep it in. Subs from both teams. We'll see. We'll see Patrick Jeffers come into the game. Jeffers tried checking in a little too early. Herget to Kraus. Herget on the outside. It's good. That's Thomas Herget, the freshman. The 5'11 freshman has the kill, and Darien now 3 points away from the victory. And a block for Darien. They just keep on rolling. Farmington has no answer to Darien right now. That was Herget on the block. Thomas Herget on the serve. Zoo with the reception. Right back to Zoo on the outside. Line drive just out. Darien now sees match point. The freshman Thomas Herget to serve match point for the Wave. Looking to get win number 1 and win number 50 consecutively. O'Brien, the chip. Herget. And Farmington lives to see another point. What a block from number 17, Lucas Kilabilis. Zoo and Kabilius looked at each other, said, who got that block? Somebody did. They couldn't figure out who. But the point goes for Farmington. Now Serrato on the serve. Kraus to Black. The block is in. Kabilius with the late surge, looking to keep the heroics. But again, Farmington needs to play perfect volleyball down the stretch if they want any shot in this match. Even the slightest of an error would give Darien the win. 13 points for Farmington. Can they get 12 more? It's a big task, but Herget says not today. He gets the winner. Trevor Herget with the final kill. Darien, their 50th consecutive win. And for the 1400th day, Darien will not be beaten. What a well-played match from Darien. They saw early adversity, but they fought through the Riverhawks en route to the 3-0 victory. And Darien now 50 straight wins for this program. The senior class this year has not lost a match in their high school careers. And when you have players such as Trevor Herget, Austin Black, Isaac McMullen, Jeff Nwaddy, Trey Davenport, and everybody else, it's tough to lose a match. And Herget shows why right there, leading this Darien offense, slamming the game winner home. As Darien, again, 50 straight wins for the Blue Wave. They start 1-0 on the 2023 campaign, and what a way they win it. The Wave will now shift their attention to tomorrow, where they welcome in the Shelton Gales for another out-of-conference game. Before Monday, they welcome in the Rams of Cheshire at 5:30. That game can be seen on the DAF Media Network. As for Farmington, they dropped to 0-2 on the season, and they will now host Fairfield Ward next Wednesday. Still looking for win number 1 on the season. That'll do it from us here at DAF Media. I'm going to give one final shout-out to our DAF Media production crew, Andrew Mastalone, Andrew Banks, Owen Wyatt, Tyler Simon, Tyler Fahey, and our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew. For all of them saying so long from Darien High School, I've been Braden Shank, and this has been a production of the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Again, your final, Darien the victors by the final of 3 sets to none over the Farmington Riverhawks. Have a great night, everybody.